through stormy weather. Making leaps and bounds through advocacy. Spreading joy and awareness for all to see. There's no community without you and me. We stand on the shoulders of giants. We build each other up. We expand our networking and resources. We never give up. We stand for what is right. We never go down without a fight. The African proverb says, it takes a village to raise a child. I say, it takes a village to become a community. So community, please stand up. We are waiting.
The pain of our past persists to this day. In Kentucky, like many states throughout the South, lynching was a tool of terror. It was used to kill hopes for freedom. It was used to kill my ancestors. Now, in a historic victory for our Commonwealth, I have become the first Black Kentuckian to receive the Democratic nomination for U.S. Senate. My opponent, the very person who compared expanded health care to slavery. The person who said he would have opposed the Civil Rights Act. The person who single-handedly blocked an anti-lynching act from being federal law. The choice couldn't be clearer. Do we move forward together? Or do we let politicians like Rand Paul forever hold us back and drive us apart? In November, we will choose healing. We will choose Kentucky.
Football is back, and BetOnline remains your number one source for all your football betting needs this season. Hey, what's up? It's your man Lloyd Spence, and I'm so excited because it's been a great football season already. And you'll find the latest odds, matchup info, player news, and game trends at betonline.ag. And as your continued source for all sports wagering info, BetOnline features live betting, free contests, live scores, and giveaways all season long. Always the fastest and easiest way to bet all your favorite sports and events like Major League Baseball, MMA, tennis, boxing, and even golf. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive your 100% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Make sure to use your promo code BELIEVE, B-L-E-A-V, to receive your rewards. Why? Because it's BetOnline, and that's where the game starts. And tell them the Noisemaker sent you.
Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Yeah. Popcorn World. Can I make you move now? Yes, I can. So you can get this move in the back of a can. I can make it round the world when the holes in your hand. Popcorn World. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. 250 flavors gonna make you smile. I said popcorn make you smile. Ah. 250 flavors. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Popcorn World. Welcome to Talkin NOIZ, the daily podcast that brings you up to speed and keeps you informed about real issues affecting real people. With your host, Mr. Talkin NOIZ himself, Lloyd Spence. His beautiful wife, Mrs. NOIZ, Kenyatta Spence. The ever-informed Brother NOIZ, Alan Brown. And yours cordially, Uncle NOIZ, Shake Anderson. Come on in and join us as we reveal and opine today's most pressing issues. Real truth while having real fun. Talkin NOIZ is in your house right now. So sit back and enjoy Talkin NOIZ.
when you be having technical difficulties, you just throw off your whole chi. I don't know what a chi is, but mine is thrown off right now, y'all. What's going on? Talkin Noise in the building, but not on Facebook though. Facebook was having some communication issues, so we ain't on Facebook right now. But we are on the YouTube, on the Talkin Noise YouTube, and the Uncorked Wine YouTube. So if you want to go to either one of those, you can. Matter of fact, I'll send you. Well, I don't know how to send you, but that's where we are. So some of y'all definitely gonna be on the rewatch game with this one, but that's all right because we love you and we appreciate you, and it's all good. All of it's good. We definitely need white guitars tonight, man, just to calm the mood down, because I'm just not happy right now. But white guitars, do me a favor and fire that thing up. Thank you, white guitars. Hello, everybody. It's good to see all of you. We're grateful to be here with you tonight. We're on topic. The daily podcast. If you don't mind, have your drink, grab your bottle, grab your top, just settle on in for the night as we enjoy this wonderful podcast. Thank you, White. I love White. You making this sound so and calming my nerves down. I appreciate it. Mama Noise, what are you up to? How you feeling?
I'm well.
You always well. You know what? I just realized something I could do. I could actually send a copy of this to Facebook.
On YouTube.
I could send it. Yeah, I could send the link from YouTube. Let's see.
Or getting emails from folks saying, "Where y'all with?"
I know. I don't like doing that to people. Here we are from YouTube. All right, there we go. All right, I just sent it over to Noisemakers. I just sent it to y'all on YouTube. There you go. But I don't like the first. I don't like it. I'm not here for the confusion. I'm the author of confusion, and it's ironic because we're gonna talk about somebody today that is wildly confusing. So it's ironic that we're having confusion on the night. We're gonna talk about somebody who brings nothing but confusion. Ain't that something?
That is something.
All right. I'm sending it to my page now. Mama Noise, would you like me to send this to your page?
Yes, sugar.
All right. We're trying to get everybody locked in. Technical difficulties.
We're throwing them a ladder.
Right.
People be like, "Where can I find you?" You can find me.
There we go. That didn't even fix the word. I know why I'm typing. Why are you typing, Mama Noise?
You think you're the only one that's trying to tell people that there's a bridge over troubled waters?
Yeah, but yours is loud though.
That's because I'm heavy-handed.
You are heavy-handed. Gee whiz.
There are benefits to that, sir.
Is it? Is it really that many benefits? Is it like a lot?
It's very sad that I have to tell you that, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, now listen, Mama Noise. We love you and we appreciate you. I'm always gonna ride for you. What is that?
Your sister dog.
Oh, that's right. She lives next door.
You know what?
I forgot she lives next
Ready to
door.
go. Mama noise. What
I
is
was.
that?
I was.
Right?
I'm gonna lie to you. I was.
I know you just ready to come for me right then.
Did you not hear what you just said?
I said you was ready to come for me right then.
You still not hearing it.
Because you're in the gutter.
I'm not in no good. I'm just not.
I never heard nobody say, did you just try to come for me?
Yeah, I'm just hearing what you not hearing.
I'm saying, don't be acting like you ain't never heard it.
I'm hearing the words that are coming out of your mouth.
Mouth. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I hear it.
Mm-hmm.
How you feeling tonight? Are people checking in? It's gonna be a weird check-in process tonight, y'all. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hopefully, we'll have the technical stuff worked out by tomorrow.
This time, it's not production's fault.
No, it's not production's fault.
It is clearly.
Facebook is tripping. It's tripping tonight. We're gonna be all right.
Facebook be tripping.
But if God got us, then we gonna be all right.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We're gonna be all right. All right. All right. So I sent it out to some people, and you sent it out to some people. And now we ready to go. There's Dion King. Dion gonna find us. Love me some Dion King.
I mean, listen. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? We gonna be all right.
Yep. Well, how's everybody? You said you're doing all right, Mama Noise. Everything's good.
I am, man. Yep.
Go ahead. You can disconnect if you like. Now, can you go ahead and just talk? There's the name of two of us on here. Mama Noise, you ain't saying nothing.
I had to take care of it.
Okay.
It was like, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, yes, I'm doing well because, I mean, you put your foot off in dinner tonight.
I did?
Oh, my gosh. Listen.
Was it good?
Sir, I was discussing it with our oldest child, Princess Noise, and listen, we was like, veggies was on tight. That's a thing.
I guess it's a thing. I don't know.
Salmon was just delicious. And I call your jasmine rice kryptonite.
Is it good, Mama Noise? You talking like how you talking reckless tonight.
Listen, I'm not gonna say it if it ain't true.
All right, then. Well, say it with your whole chest when you say it.
You did your thing thizzle.
Oh, that's not how you say that at all.
Well, that's what I said.
That's not how you say it, though. I promise you, that's not how you say it.
I'm not trying to, I'm not gonna do like Kanye to talk about I'm lit.
Well, we'll get to him in a minute. I'm easing my way into him tonight.
Okay.
To that subject, rather, not into him.
No, Bobbin.
Yeah, pause on that. Okay. No, I'm glad you liked it, Mama Noise. I'm glad it made you feel warm.
It was incredible. I don't feel like I've been weighed down. I don't feel like I've eaten too much. I feel like it's satisfying.
Well, good. Good. I'm here to satisfy. My goal is to satisfy you every time.
Wait a minute.
What?
Thank you, dear.
True, Mama Noise. I always want to leave you satisfied more.
Okay. Thank you.
I want you to feel like you got everything.
Anywho, thank you, sir.
I want to make sure that you feel like.
Oh my gosh, this is just.
Okay. All right, you got the point. You got the point. It's all I want.
Yes, I have the point. Thank you.
I think some of our brothers are traveling. I know one particular is traveling, and I think the other two are traveling around, and so we are here on In Case You Missed the Monday, holding it down as we can. And while we're waiting on our brothers to get here, we do have some church announcements, if you will. Like I said, this is In Case You Missed It Monday, and we got a couple of topics we're going to get into here in just a minute. Thank God the noisemakers are finally finding us and where we are. Tomorrow we have we're going to start a series, 2-part series. We're deviating just a little bit from Talk That Tuesday to Talk That Tuesday, that topic that we were going to do on Thursday last week, the new Black City. And we're going to get into that conversation. Now, I ain't going to hold you. It's going to be a hard conversation to have because we got to get into some real heavy stuff tomorrow. But we're going to start on Tuesday, finish up on Thursday with part 2, and we're going to do the very best we can to unpack some very difficult subjects as to how we build the new Black City. So,
are you going to sing it with the theme song?
New Black City. Yep, I'm singing. I'm having.
Okay.
So it should be an interesting one tomorrow. And then, of course, the 5 is on Wednesday. The NBA is back on Tuesday, but we will give our official predictions on the 5 on Wednesday, along with taking you through what just happened over the weekend in the NFL and college sports. And it should be a good one. Should be a good show on Wednesday. And then, of course, we are at a collision course that nobody, and I mean nobody, saw coming in the ACC. This thing is unbelievable. When we started the season, we never thought that the 2 remaining undefeated teams in the ACC would be these 2, Clemson and Syracuse, and it will go down this Saturday. So we will talk about the game for the throne on this weekend. We'll break it all down for you, talk about what to expect, and then we'll give you our predictions for the week. If you've been betting with us, you're making a ton of money with betonline.ag.
Look at that.
Ton of money because we are killing the game. Everybody on the squad is well over 500. I mean, solidly over 500. And so you are making a ton of money with us over the length of the season. So you're welcome. And just send, us our cut. That's all we ask. Just send our cut. You know what I'm saying? Don't be stingy with it. Send us our cut. So there you go. Shout out to everybody watching on YouTube, or if you are watching on Facebook, that's all good as well. We appreciate you watching over there. And it's nice to see everybody. My guy Al B is in the building. What's up, AB?
What's up, my family? La familia.
La familia. We good, man. We good. We having some technical difficulties on their Facebook, but you can access it on Facebook technically now. Just not in the normal way that we normally do it. But you can get there. It's all good. So we ain't tripping. But yeah, we having a good time tonight, brother. How's the day been for you, Al B?
Good. Wasn't a bad day at all. It's cold as a mug.
What?
Supposed to get down in the 20s tonight.
Hecky no.
High 51 tomorrow.
Wow.
It's colder than a mug.
Get down into the 20s. What the?
Well, we have been rumored to be following suit here over the next couple of days, so we'll see. Temperature's supposed to drop tonight, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
I didn't get that memo.
That's because you weren't paying attention. I was paying attention.
You're right. I don't be looking for the weather.
I got the 7-day forecast. You just got the next day forecast.
Yeah, you was gazing out the window at the train.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. You got distracted. That train distracted you. Which it can. Listen, all jokes aside, that train will distract you.
Train. That choo-choo train.
Right. So I ain't even tripping that you didn't see it, Mama Noah. I ain't even tripping.
Thank you for that.
But anyway, I digress, as they say. I digress. Al B, everything else is good though. Everything's wonderful.
Choo-choo train.
Twin Peaks.
Come on, come on.
The
Come on.
river. It is well.
You did well. You did well.
Yeah. All is well. All is well.
Okay, good. Because I mean, I know you guys took a tough one last night, so that's why I was asking. I was just.
Oh no, I'm good. You know me. I'm
I do know you.
not that guy.
You are a very balanced fan, and I appreciate that about you. More.
Actually, normally I don't buy into moral victories, so I'm not gonna call it that because I don't believe in moral victories. But I was impressed that the fact they threw 3 interceptions and still was in it till late in the quarter. So
I think it's safe to say that the NFC East as a whole, minus the Commanders, obviously minus the Commanders, is we doing all right this year. We're doing all right this. We got some good teams. We're probably gonna send 2 teams, maybe 3 if some things fall in order, but for sure 2 is gonna make it to the playoffs. So I'm excited about all of this that's going on right now. I felt bad for Lamar because I love Lamar.
Yeah.
But we had to do what we had to do. So I get it. I get it. So anyway.
I honestly think I would root for Lamar against my own Dallas Cowboys.
I was struggling. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yesterday, I was struggling because I always want him to do well.
Right. I love his journey, man.
Yeah, I do too.
Now, it's got nothing to do with the fact that he played for Louisville, home team. I love his journey.
For me, it's got a little to do with that. but I do love his story. I love his story, and I love what he represents. And I want him to get his money and get his opportunities. I want all that for him.
Speaking of stories,
talk to me, man.
And I didn't see any promo or heard any chatter about it, so I hope I'm not breaking any of your stories.
No, go ahead.
See that HBO Max is coming out with the Lizzo story.
The what?
Lizzo. Mama Noise love it. It's a documentary.
Oh, it's a documentary on Lizzo? Mama Noise, are you interested in that? We know you're the documentary queen here.
You know what? Just because I like documentaries does not mean I would be interested.
It may be later this month or early November that it'll be out on HBO Max.
Well, I would say think they're probably gonna be the biggest one they've ever done.
Close your screen, Mama Noise. Go next door, and that was uncalled for.
There's no need for that.
That was uncalled for. Yeah, there's no need for what you said.
No, I just said it'll be the biggest one.
Savage! I'm a savage! Oh!
How is that savage? Listen, Lizzo is a superstar, people. Right, she probably produced it. I agree with Anthony Bruce.
We got that first one out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
We know who's coming in hot today.
Well, you'll find out why here in just a second, because I've been kind of hot all day, actually. Just been one of them type of days. Sometimes when you do In Case You Missed It Monday, the stories don't make you feel better. They make you feel, they frustrate you. And today's just one of them days. So let me get the relatively mundane, not mundane, but let me get the regular stories out the way first so we can get into the other ones here. Hopefully y'all have been following the story that's out of California with the I guess it's a city council or whatever. This is a weird story. But there was a councilwoman out there by the name of what was her name? Nuri Martinez. And her and another councilman, listen, let's be clear, y'all. By now, if you have not learned that you can't just say whatever it is you want to say, whenever it is you want to say it, and you ain't paying attention to life as life unfolds right before your very eyes. the councilwoman tried to say what she wanted to say in the conversation, and with another council member, and it did not end well, to say the least. We have the breaking news story coming out of LA with KTLA. We give them all the credit for this story. So I won't try to explain it because I can't explain it better than what they're gonna explain. So let them explain it.
Martinez has resigned her LA City Council seat after stepping down as president, following days of fallout from that leaked racist audio that was recorded.
So her resignation comes as the state attorney general announces an investigation tied to the scandal, which also involves 2 other city council members. KTLA's Kimberly Chang is live in downtown LA with the breaking details. Kimberly.
Sure, Pedro, hi. As you mentioned, she initially stepped down as council president and took a leave of absence, but she held on to her seat on city council. But after public outcry, she officially announced today that she's out.
In a lengthy statement, disgraced councilmember Nuri Martinez said in part, quote, "It is with a broken heart that I resign my seat for Council District 6, the community I grew up in and my home." She went on to say, "As the first Latina council president, I strive to serve with compassion and to give a larger platform to the communities I felt had been left behind. Many are glad to see her go."
I hope the other 2 resign, follow her example.
Martinez was on a leave of absence after already stepping down from her position as council president this week. This latest move comes hours after a crowd of people interrupted Wednesday's city council meeting, which was dismissed early. Protesters made it clear that they wouldn't let up until Martinez, Gil Cedillo, and Kevin De Leon resign. All 3 council members were part of a leaked conversation on redistricting, during which racist remarks were made. Acting Council President Mitch O'Farrell told reporters there's no other option but for them to resign.
The emotions are only going to flare more and more and more. This is not going to calm down.
Reaction poured in. Mayor Eric Garcetti said the decision is in the best interest of a city that I know she loves. Councilman Curran Price said her resignation signals the beginning of the end of this nightmare that she, De Leon, and Cedillo created for the city.
Their political careers are over. They're not trusted.
Meanwhile, California Attorney General Rob Bonta confirmed his office will investigate.
There's no place, let me be absolutely clear, no place for anti-Black, anti-Semitic, anti-Indigenous, homophobic, or discriminatory rhetoric of any kind in our state, especially when it comes in relation to the duties of an official.
That vile conversation, that raises essential questions for all of us about whether the racism reflected in that discussion actually infected the actions in the redistricting process.
And City Attorney Mike Feuer, who you just heard there, also called for City Council to vote to put in a special election next year and propose an independent redistricting process.
You're muted.
So I understand exactly what my cousin said there. Over in the chat, he said, "I am fundamentally against legal conversation." I totally get that, because all of us can be guilty of saying something privately that we would not have otherwise said publicly. Now, here's the other challenge of that I sense as well. And it's difficult to come back from or to justify what you said privately. You know what I mean? It's hard, because if you said it, you said it. And it's, I mean, if that's your private feelings, that's your private feelings. But once you say it, you done said it. I don't know what it is you got going there, but there's an echo going there, baby. All right. We're gonna figure it out though. Get production in there on it. And see, that's the other part. When you have power, it makes it even worse, because you represent people. You know what I mean? So that doesn't make it right that you said it privately and you don't have power and that's how you feel. But there's a level of accountability that you have when you represent people. And man, I don't know, man. That's a tough one. I understand exactly what Lewis is saying because that's where we are right now, societally, man. If you say something privately, there is a strong chance you could get busted on that thing. There's a strong chance you get busted on that thing.
I too find issue with private conversations being leaked, quote, end quote. I don't think it's by accident. However, when the information has been uncovered, it is what it is. Action has to be taken. So you don't just ignore it because of the method in which you received it. Not in this case. You know what I mean? Yeah. They are public officials working for the best interest of the people of whatever districts they might be in. So,
Speaking of that, let's hear it. I think we're going to hear it. Let's see. Did we miss it?
Husband and I are both.
Okay.
No.
Maybe I pull up the wrong one. Talk amongst yourselves while I pull up the right one.
Do you still have the feedback?
No, that sounds
okay. That freedom of speech thing is getting more and more watered down, isn't it?
I would argue that it's being clarified because what we're finding out is that all have freedom of speech. You can say whatever it is that you want to say, but you also have to realize there are consequences to you saying whatever it is you want to say.
But even within that right of freedom of speech, isn't there an addendum that says as long as it don't incite riot or something to that effect?
Right. Yeah. It's freedom of speech is we do have it in this country, but you can't say what you want to say and expect there not to be consequences. That's the only problem that people got to understand that there's gonna be consequences.
Well, then it ain't.
No, it is free. There's no price per se for saying what it is you want to say, except that if what you want to say is racist and hits all the phobias. I think this is it. Let's see if we got it this time.
With my dog Martin. Did you talk to Did you talk to her?
I did. I thought I was speaking with you. You called and you said.
Now he's okay with getting suspended, but you want to resign. I'm like, well, we can't force him to resign.
He's the same action as what we.
That's what I think you should do. But you know how
Don't ask.
Mark is Mark. But in this hearing, I don't think the feds have talked to him yet. You know that meeting? They show you your options?
Yeah.
That hasn't happened.
So he hasn't done, and then.
He's gonna get arraigned on Wednesday, but I don't think the meeting where they kind of show you, here are the options, this is what we got.
Okay.
So these are your options. I think the meeting was something like this is what we got.
This thing is long, so we're not gonna play the whole thing.
Cooperate? Yeah, we're half asleep. So I was doing my best, I was doing my best last night to explain that the process we took with Jose was one of suspension. Is Corinne so nervous? Is this shit done? I can't really tell. He told me it was done. I'm like, man. I don't think any of our shit is ever done.
I guess you said that he was.
Right, they're never done. They never close a chapter on us. They just keep opening another book. They turn the page, huh?
Yeah, I think they like the business. Yeah. Trust me, I had one situation once, and it infuriated me. I met here one day, go visit some consultants who are fired from the Energy Commission, not the Energy, the Utilities Commission, because I thought they were too close to the utility companies. And I become pro temp. I'm pro temp for the first time. So I'm like cleaning house. It
was your anniversary this weekend. Facebook reminded me that I was at the Walt Disney Hall.
October 15th. Yeah.
When you were doing your little party.
Yeah.
I don't understand why that was wrong. I told you. I don't have. Moment birdie. Really, really cool. I was gonna text and get in some of them, but
Okay, this is a very long conversation, and I thought it was in an obvious place. The LA Times actually has the entire conversation. I thought they had snippets. They literally have the whole 1 hour and 16-minute conversation.
Love you. I look forward to seeing the transcripts. Because if you were to just simply say, for instance, they had the language that was offensive. Say, for instance, they had that time stamped.
Right.
To fast forward through that just to get to that part and not listen to it does them a disservice. So I look forward to seeing the transcript so I can read through it, understand it, because you might want to go and get the racist button ready, because that female that's speaking sound like she ain't been across the border very long herself. So to be a
God damn, that was racist.
But not
I'll own that because for her to be in a conversation that is deemed racist toward other ethnicities, she ought to be ashamed of herself.
Yeah.
Because with that heavy guttural dialect that she has, she should really be ashamed of herself.
Okay, so I've actually tracked down some of the conversation, and I guess I can share that as well. LA Times has some of the transcript here. Hopefully you guys can see that. One of the things that Martinez, which is the young lady, said, she's sitting with some of the council members. She said Martinez and the other leaders present during the tape conversation were seemingly unaware they were being recorded. As Martinez said, a white council member handled his young black son as though he were an accessory, and said that council member Mike Bonin's son, Pariche Changuito, or is like a monkey. And then Martinez also mocked the Hawkins and said, which is a group of Mexicans from Oaxaca, Mexico, and he said, "F that guy, he's with the blacks." I mean, and this is Mike Bonin's son.
Every day you help people get back to work.
Well, that's
People like Meg, who now goes by Mom. But
let's skip the ad. There we go.
And I go, what? I go, what's the bond? What's bond? And I said, bond, the black guy don't think he's got to go. He thinks he's not. I told her the same thing. He goes, why are they so close?
He's from Massachusetts. This kid, the one here, those kids, the dumb.
Lo trae así during Black History Month, lo lleva al council y lo pone acá en el, remember, it's an accessory. When we do the MLK parade.
Just like when
They used to have those statues in
Lo trae
plantations.
yeah, like when Nori brings her little yard bag or the Louis Vuitton bag in places.
Su negrito, like on the side, and lo trae, ¿verdad? You sit next to it, you don't know what to say. For MLK, for the parade that Herb used to organize, and we need all the council who wanted to join Herb on the float, because he used to do a whole float, it'd be nice. Bonnie would be like, hey, Nuri, are you going to the MLK? Well, Herb invited me, yeah, I'll go. Okay, I'm bringing whatever the kid's name is. I'm like, it's like the oddest thing. It's like black and brown on this float. And then there's this white guy with this little black kid who's misbehaved. Este niño has they're not doing, the kid is bouncing off the effing walls on the float, practically tipping it over. There's nothing you can do to control him. Parece changuito. And I'm just like, I'm over here trying to parent this kid. I'm like, you can't do that. I said no. And Mike is like, I'm like, you're not teaching your kid anything. It's me and Karen Bass on the float trying to check this little kid. Me, Karen Bass, y la esposa de Marquise, Carrie. And we're all looking at each other because we're the three women on the floor. Like, who's going to, this kid's going to tip us over. Because he's literally hanging on the rails.
Well, you can't let him off because the spectators will beat his ass.
Yeah.
They're raising him like a little white kid, which I was like, this kid needs a beat down. Like, let me take him around the corner and then I'll bring him back.
Yeah.
¿Sí me entiendes? Ven para acá.
Yeah. But yes, he's the fourth.
So anyways, getting back to redistricting.
Okay, so that gives us a little more context. So she didn't actually call him a monkey. She said he was hopping around on whatever this float is like a monkey. Oh, can y'all hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, I was muted still.
Okay. So weird.
She said he was swinging from the rails and stuff, so that's maybe where they got the
swinging from the rails like a monkey. So I don't know. The monkey thing obviously is a deeply gray area because
because you made effort to specify his black son.
Right. So in context in that conversation, it does sound really, really bad. It's
But
they got all
she said he was raising him like a white boy, a white child.
Yeah, she's got a lot, but it's a lot in this conversation. They got the LA. I clearly clicked on the wrong article. The LA article does have a timestamp. There's like 6 different things she said in the conversation that broken down minute by minute, and it's
yeah, I agree. Lewis Martin, that this sounds.
It does sound personal. It all sounded very personal. And so there's a couple of different things that you can take from the conversation based on what we just heard and what I can. And by the way, if the noisemakers would like to see the whole thing, I'll put this on the noisemaker page right now so that you can see it for yourself and hear for yourself. That way you can break down the whole thing and just hear it for yourself. But she kind of because I go back to what Lewis said, and I think and what you said, Al, it's private conversation. I get it. We've all had private conversations about somebody we didn't like. And if you heard that conversation maybe we wouldn't look so favorable if the private nature of that conversation were to be made public. And so it is a slippery slope. And maybe that's one of them things you got to do. You got to ask the people you talking to and say, hey, man, are you recording me? I guess you got to ask. Because that's the question I have. How did they get this tape? Like, was there somebody in the room that basically hated all these people? And they were like, I got their ass now? I mean, I don't know.
You're like, man, these type of friends you got, you don't need enemies.
Well, I don't know. But see, we don't know. But obviously, there was an enemy in the room that they were all unaware of.
It was like, I'm finna clean this whole house out.
Right. They were all unaware of it. So, you know,
but I don't think the recording was malicious, because early in the article it says they forgot that the conversation was being recorded. It doesn't say that someone unknowingly recorded this conversation.
Well, then why is it called a leak?
Well, but let me say this: while the recording itself may not have been, the releasing was. The release was absolutely malicious. Because if this is somebody you cool with, you're like, oh my God, the thing was still recording. Delete. That didn't happen.
Right. It's like, let me drop this off with TMZ.
Well, that's tough, boy. But you know what? It sounds like she's not a very nice person either.
Oh yeah, they was like, woohoo!
Maybe that's okay.
F that guy. He's with the black people.
Right.
Even if he had said F that guy, he's with the white people. That's still egregious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From a person in that position. So
what if he said privately F that guy, he's with the racists?
Huh?
What if she said privately F that guy, he's with the racists? Would we be okay with that?
I think that's the same. In her position. Now, I would agree with her. I would stand with her if that was a statement that she made. But in her position as a public official, elected official to represent groups of people, I think that's inappropriate, egregious behavior. So I would say that, either way, that's no different than the orange president saying that, certain countries were shithole countries.
Right. Exactly.
That's your opinion. You're entitled to it. But in your position, you can't make statements like that.
Right.
You should not. You can, obviously, but you should not.
Well, let me just say this. A theme seems to be developing tonight because we have more stories about what can be said and what can't be said. So I think I'm gonna go to the other story first because the last one is just stupid and petty in my opinion. But the Kanye West. Let me just say this. I have tried to stay as far away from Kanye West stories as I possibly could. I don't want to talk about Kanye West. I'm trying to understand that this is a man who, like my wife said to me earlier today, he's sick. He's got some problems. He needs some help. And we know that. So just kind of let it be whatever it's going to be. I've tried to kind of take that approach because I think she's right. I think she's 1,000% right. And I honestly felt like that's the way I needed to just kind of leave it until yesterday when he was on the Drink Champs for yet a third time. And Nori had him on and he made a statement. And I think I have that statement.
First of all, mistake number one. Drink Champs.
Well, that is a mistake because although he wasn't drinking, he said this full on sober.
But They be having the smoke going. They be having
They
alcohol going.
They absolutely have the smoke going.
I mean, you know.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was. Oh, wow. So the clip has been deleted. So wow.
What?
No, that's okay. I get it. I get it. I'll give you guys the 6-inch version of the clip of what it was.
Wait a minute. The clip you just saw?
Yeah. Well, listen. So let's go back let's go to the end, then we'll come back. Nori actually talked about the clip earlier today on the Breakfast Club. I mean, on the Breakfast Club and on Hot 97.
Okay.
And he said, I was wrong. I let him go too far, and I shouldn't have, and that's my fault. And here's the statement that he made. He talked about a lot of stuff, but I'm gonna talk about the most egregious thing that was said on the show, and that was that George Floyd did not die from Derek Chauvin's knee being on his neck. He died from fentanyl, which was part of what the defense said. They said that he had fentanyl in his system and that was what killed him, even though the coroner, several doctors, and ultimately legally, they all said, no, that's not true. He died of a fixation from trauma to his neck. So clearly, Kanye don't know what the hell he's talking about. But the matter-of-fact nature by which he said it, if I can be completely honest and transparent, pissed me completely off. I mean, completely off. Because I think where we are making our mistake culturally is that while he does have confessed mental health problems, he is confessed bipolar. That is not, I think the bipolar thing is being used as a smokescreen to say whatever the hell it is you want to say. Because he said a lot of egregious stuff in it, but he also said some intelligent stuff. Because at first I was so mad at just the clip that I heard that I was just going to come on and obliterate it. And then the journalist in me kicked in, and I said, no, you can't do that. Give him a fair opportunity. So I listened to the entire 3-hour interview. Yes, I did the entire 3-hour interview. Noisemakers, you're welcome. But after listening to the entire 3-hour interview, I realized Kanye, so without calling names, only Anthony Bruce is going to know who I'm talking about when I say this, because this is our mutual friend. But Kanye reminds me of a mutual friend that we have who is what I consider an idiot savant. He is one of the smartest guys, book-wise and ability-wise in his field that I've ever met in my life. He is brilliant when it comes to his field. He has several degrees. I think he's has like 2 or 3 masters. He is brilliant when it comes to his field. Other than that, he does some of the dumbest shit you've ever seen in your life. And you go, what is wrong with you? Why are you both these people? And here's the problem. Because he's been my friend and like a brother to me for 20 plus years, I'm always going to be loyal to him. And see, Anthony Bruce is laughing because he knows I'm telling the truth. And therein lies the problem. Because, number one, I'm loyal to him, but I'm always trying to tell him the truth. But then after a while, you even get frustrated with that part. So then you just say, I don't know how to deal with you anymore. Because you don't want to hear the truth, but you still want to do dumb stuff. So I don't know what to do with you. That's Kanye West to the culture right now. I know Jay-Z is frustrated with him because on one side he is brilliant. And on this other side, he's a fucking idiot. And he's dead. And here's what's so bad about Kanye West. And y'all correct me if y'all think I'm wrong. Al, Mama Noisemakers, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. What's so frustrating about Kanye West is that there are people who take what he says as the gospel truth. The most egregious part of his comments, and you won't be able to see it now because the video's gone, but were the comments of people saying, why y'all trying to mute Kanye? He's just telling the truth. He's laying it out. First of all, just because I rap a truth in the midst of a bunch of bullshit, that don't make everything I said true. And that's Kanye West in a nutshell. But I think, to me, this is my opinion, and this is also my choice. And actually, I'm probably going to do this right now in real time while I'm thinking about it. I think one of the reasons why he feels empowered to do this is because we keep calling him a genius, and we keep calling him brilliant as it relates to his music and his production, and we keep supporting it. Well, guess what I'm about to do right now in real time? Until he can get his ish together, I'm done with that.
What are you doing?
Can y'all see that? Maybe you can't see it.
All we see is a square. What does that mean? You deleted the Kanye West playlist?
It's over. I got to do something. I got to do something. I can't keep letting this dude just do whatever the hell he wants to do, and like it's okay. So no, I got to get him off my playlist. I got to get him off my timeline until he can get himself together. I'll support you from a distance, and I'll pray for you eternally until you get your life right. But I'm not going to keep supporting you. I'm not going to keep supporting your music and empowering you to do dumb shit. Go ahead, unmute out.
My bad. I'm not sure where your clip came from, but I watched several clips from the podcast Double Toasted.
Okay.
And they addressed it as well. And one of the key things they said, and I'm paraphrasing, is that we honor his contribution not only to the music industry, but to our community and our culture. We honor that.
Right.
You can't deny that.
Right.
But what we do is we turn a blind eye to his bullshit.
Right.
Because of his content, because he, I don't know who the host. I've never watched that podcast before.
Nori.
Is that Double Toasted?
Oh, you're talking about the host of the
I'm talking about Double Toasted.
Gotcha.
One of the hosts on Double Toasted. He, in essence, said the same thing you just did. Somehow or another, because we're not on Kanye's level, so we can't have that conversation like the guy from TMZ, had the opportunity to address him and say, what he said to Kanye. We don't have that. So what do? We need to stop flocking to his streams, buying his music. You have to somehow or another put him in check. Yeah. However your ability is to put him in check. If it's not purchasing any more of them ugly ass shoes or them dumpster diving outfits that he's selling, whatever the case may be. However you can put him in check, Kanye needs to be put in check. And set aside from your appreciation for his music genius. So,
well, he somebody got his attention. Part of that podcast that he was on, Drink Champs, I did hear a snippet that what it said, he had 4 sold out stadiums, concerts. 4 stadiums sold out for his concerts, and they removed all those concerts were canceled.
And also he was supposed to be on The Shop with LeBron James and and Maverick Carter and those guys and Jeezy and some other guys, and they refused to air the
show he was on.
They canceled the episode. Now, let me say this about that though. I almost wish they hadn't done that, because we have to keep exposing his nonsense, because we've got to hold him accountable. We can't just keep protecting him, because culturally that's what we've done. We've kind of insulated him and said eventually he's gonna come out of this. Eventually he's gonna make his way back. Eventually. But he seems to be doubling down, and he keeps talking about, I'm not gonna let them silence me. I'm not gonna let. Okay, well, bruh, if you want to say whatever it is you want to say, go right ahead and say it. But say it over there. Wherever over there he is, say it over there. You're not I agree with you, Anthony Bruce. You're not the voice of Black America. You keep trying to say you want to help us and rescue us. Bruh, you wearing a White Lives Matter t-shirt don't help us. I don't care what type of weird philosophy you have constructed in your mind. That is not helping us. You saying that George Floyd was not murdered, but it was the fentanyl, does not help us. You aligning yourself with someone who is so egregiously offensive to Black America, like Candace Owens, does not help us. That's not helping us. You're not freeing us. And you're certainly not doing it in the name of Christ. So stop using that as the answer as well. Because you keep saying, I'm doing it because the God wants me to do it. No, God did not tell you to do that. That ain't how God works, bruh.
Wow.
But here's the thing. I hear people saying, why we so hard on Kanye? Why Kanye get the smoke? The Candace Owens, the Tim Scotts, they don't have the cultural influence that Kanye has. They don't touch as many members in our community as Kanye. We can ignore Candace Owens. She's nothing to us. We don't embrace her in our communities.
Right.
Like we do Kanye.
We weren't listening to her anyway.
Exactly.
Right.
That's why Kanye gets the smoke.
I'll tell you exactly why. I can tell you right now exactly why he gets it. One reason he gets it is because of 18.2 million followers on Instagram. Another reason he gets it, let me go over there real quick, and I can tell you, like I said, I can tell you exactly why he's getting it. 31.5 million followers on Twitter. That's why we're giving it to him. That dude got almost 50 million people that when he opens his mouth and says whatever dumbass thing that's on his thought process, there are people, millions of people, literally millions of people who co-sign what he just said. And that is culturally dangerous. That's why he gets the smoke. That's why we have to push back. That's why we have to hold him accountable. And I would love to sit down with him and talk to him. This is not about you not being, this is about responsible. And some of the here's what makes me even angry about him. Some of the stuff that he said in the interview was spot on. It was spot on. But then it's mixed, all wrapped around a bunch of other nonsense. Bro, you need somebody to help you filter your thoughts. You need somebody to help you to clarify your position, and you need somebody to help you say things in the way that you think you're saying it. Because the way you're saying it is just off. And you need to get your facts straight to say, and by the way, I am fully on board with the family of George Floyd suing Kanye West. I am fully on board. If the dude at Sandy Hook can be sued for the egregious stuff he said, then it's the same holds true for Kanye West.
Then I support. I know you said you disagree, but I support LeBron and Maverick for saying, you know what? I'm not getting ready to be connected to this. So I'd rather be, shunned for not putting it out than to put it out and then be trying to be putting out fires left and right, trying to say that ain't me, that ain't me. I was just interviewing him for the show.
No. You know what? I totally understand. Let me be very clear. I don't disagree from the fact of why they pulled him. I agree with them pull him. I'm not going to question that because that's a decision. I get that, and they don't need the likes or follows or subscribes. They don't need none of that. So I totally get it. But I guess what I'm saying is we have, as a culture, we have insulated this dude so much and tried to protect his image and even Nori said it. Man, I thought I could bring him on and kind of guide him in the interview, kind of control him, kind of make sure that he's not saying stuff that, he can't necessarily take back. Man, you can't control that dude, not publicly like that. You need, because he's not listening to the wisdom and of those that are out there. Now, to his credit, I'll give Nori credit because most people captured the first 5 minutes of what he said in about George Floyd, and they ran with that as the hot take. But if you go the distance on the interview, even though Nori was highly inebriated, he checked him in a friendship way, but he checked him on some stuff at the end and got Kanye to kind of acquiesce on some stuff. So that was good. But that's 3 hours in. Most people ain't gonna stay the whole 3 hours for that interview.
Kanye is not the type of person you can give a hot mic.
No, God no.
You look, I'm gonna need to. He's probably the whole reason why they have they record it and then they go back and edit it. Because they're like, okay, well, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
That's what a lot of people do. But here's the thing: on Drink Champs, prior to this Kanye interview, they don't edit anything. Nori admitted that today. He said, we don't edit. We just push record and let it go. Well, now he said, now the whole thing's about to change. We may start editing now.
I don't know. I thought they edited that Dave Chappelle thing because that's why it took so long for it to even be published.
No, it just
posted.
No, it just took a long time to publish. But he said no, they don't edit. He said prior to Kanye, they didn't edit anything.
Okay.
So, but he said, but that all ends now. They're going to start editing everything now because I don't know if you can not edit anymore. We're one of the last bastions of non-editing.
Of hot mics where
we gotta just give it to you as is. And maybe that's good, maybe that's bad. I don't know. We may end up start editing ourselves as this thing goes on. I don't know. But it's tough because you can't take stuff out of context and make it whatever you wanted to make it be. But this wasn't one of those times where stuff was taken out of context. He was just flat out dead wrong. He was flat out dead wrong. So I
admit to you, I was listening, but it was like, you ever listen to somebody talking, you kind of draw it up like, what are they going to say next? Is it going to be something, I felt for Nori, like, sir,
he said so many things. Mama Noise, it's a 3-hour interview of nothing but Kanye West just saying egregious wild shit. Like it's
the first time he interviewed him. Yeah.
I mean, he no, we're not gonna edit Jay ever. Cuz Noise is forever gonna be unedited. He's forever gonna be unedited. I mean, he accused Kim Kardashian's mother was sleeping with Drake. I mean, he said a lot of wild stuff.
Okay. I wouldn't be surprised at that. If he did, what's different? I mean, what's new? This is Drake. He don't call himself lover boy for nothing that, ain't nothing nailed down. That's him. Okay. And
well, I'm not gonna say he did that. I don't want to put Drake needs to speak up for his own self. I'm not gonna say he did any of that, but
I'm trying to see something. You saying stuff that was egregious, and I'm trying to say what
that's egregious if he didn't do it.
He's just I'm not trying to defend him.
You don't know, Mama Noise. You don't want to put that out there either. Because we don't know that. We don't know. We know George Floyd died from a fixation.
No, I'm not co-signing on nothing about George Floyd.
That's my point.
I was just saying that we are all aware that the Queen Kardashian is cool.
But okay, but see, that's the problem again with freedom of speech, Mama Noise, and I tell you this all the time. You got to be careful because we can't just because you have a theory. First of all, if you say you got a theory, say it's a theory.
Okay.
Say I believe. Say it's possible.
Allegedly.
But right, you can say allegedly.
Okay.
You preface your statements. Don't just say that. That's how Tasha K ass is all. She lost her whole fortune. By the way, Al, I don't know if you heard about this, but Cardi B was dead serious when she said she was going to crush Tasha K whole empire. It is my understanding that her YouTube revenues, since she can't pay for nothing, her past, present, and future YouTube revenues will go from now on to Cardi B.
Well, I didn't hear that part. I did hear that the judge said you need to find something or someone to secure the total amount that you owe her.
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. One of the ways that they're going to try to resolve it is her past, present, and future YouTube revenues. It's like basically Cardi B is garnishing her wages. So all her social media sites, that money is going to Cardi B until further notice.
So like child support.
Well, no, like a garnishment. Like a garnishment. Like she ain't, but instead of garnishing part of her check, they're gonna garnish the whole check. So all of her YouTube, and if she's on Facebook, I don't know if she's on Facebook or not, but whatever social media site she's on, all of that money is going to Cardi B. And she still owe the bulk of the money, whatever that money is.
Well, then that means her aspirations of trying to run off to Ghana or wherever part of Africa, they like, look, we reached that far too.
She probably got to get a regular job. Keep this up. This is rough. This is rough right here, man. Lord have mercy. So anyway, they taking all the money. Anthony Bruce, all. All.
Not just all, but future.
Right. I know what you're saying, because garnishment normally, but this is not a regular garnishment. This is a lawsuit. And I think Tasha K said, I can't pay the money. So I think in a bankruptcy situation, which I don't know if social media revenue, streaming revenue can be filed under bankruptcy.
No.
So she didn't listen. That's why I be telling your Mama Noise, just be careful what you say, because we ain't, what I'm not trying to do is pay somebody money, when we can say allegedly, or it is our understanding that, we preface these statements. We ain't putting out,
I mean, the chick could have, if she'd have came out with an apology, she was like, she ain't doing that.
Well,
she admitted that she was wrong. She wasn't doing that. I'm saying, if you're saying, I apologize. I had, this so-and-so, I had a source that gave me this information that gave me the understanding that these were facts.
Well, that's what she said. She did say that.
Yeah, but once you done went to court and you done seen the documents, the judge done said what he said. Why didn't you say, well, the information I got was wrong or
But Mama Noise, that's what I'm trying to tell you. She didn't do that. When she got busted, she kept going. She doubled down. She was like, I don't care. Her pride got in the way, and she was like, I don't care. My source and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, you realize you're not a real journalist, number one. And number two, you need your source to step forward and represent you because you're in a world of situation, man.
Listen, she rode it till the wheels fell off. And
then what really killed it for was the thing that she put out there about her, saying she had venereal diseases and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
When Cardi took the test.
I mean, how?
No, can I finish my statement? I just want to finish my statement. Then you can jump on in. When Cardi took the test and they read the results in court, that sealed the deal. Now,
well, I'm saying the part that blows my mind is how it's degrading. It's how much lower would it make a person feel that they have to go to court? I mean, that they have to go to a court appointed doctor, have an exam done, and then, do all of that because this person is saying, I know I'm right, and you finna, like, in other words, I'm getting ready to expose you and all that stuff. I mean, you can't get no lower than that to have your.
The only reason to double down on something like this is if you actually are right. It's that simple. But if you ain't right,
that's something.
So there it is. She wasn't right. So I feel bad. Listen. It is what it is.
I'll be honest with you. I heard her one time. I don't watch her. I don't listen to her.
I'm not a Tasha K fan at all.
No, I'm saying I caught a glimpse of her one time on YouTube. Man, that chick be spewing out vitriol. I was like, she had come for, if you remember a while back, Mr. Noiz, when she was coming for Kelly Price.
Yeah.
And was like, your people know where you at. Stop trying to. I was like, what is going on? She was like, she had all the inside scoop about this and that, saying, oh my gosh, calm down. She act like she stole something from her and like she wanted back.
Well, she reminds you of the old saying that hurt people hurt people.
Apparently.
And so I think there's obviously some very deep-rooted damage in her system about whatever. And she's saying, I'm going to take it out on whoever. And you can do that if you like. But there's a price to pay for it. There's a price to pay for it. So, and now she's paying the price. So anyway, the final story of the night, as far as stories. And again, it's ironic that all these stories are tied together, are centered around quote unquote freedom of speech or whatever that looks like in America today. Comes from someone who is routinely in the line of fire as it relates to being accused of just being the B word, I guess. So, Al, have you heard about this? Nicki Minaj apparently was frustrated that she submitted her song. I guess it's called "Super Freaky Girl." She submitted it on her to the Grammys in the rap category, and the Grammys decided, no, this better fit in the pop category.
Wow!
And so they submitted that song in the pop category, but left Lotto, the rapper, young rapper Lotto, or Big Lotto as some people call her massive hit, Big D Energy, they left that in the rap category. So it's almost like Lotto doesn't have to go against, as a female rapper, she doesn't have to go against Nicki or other, she can only has to go against other female rappers, whereas Nicki got to go against like Taylor Swift and Adele, and so Nicki took issue with that. And then in the midst of going on Instagram Live Thursday, she called out Lotto. Like, if I got to be moved, then Lotto got to be moved. And Lotto was like, "Why I got to be? Why are you bringing me into your stuff? I just got nothing to do with me."
Mm.
And so they went back and forth on Twitter, just for back and forth, just arguing back and forth. And then Lotto said, "You're older than my mom. Why are you trying to come for me like you're trying to come for me?" And so then they finally, because I was trying to handle this privately, and you trying to out me on Twitter and Instagram, and so it was just messy and stupid. But why I bring it up on this show today is because this ain't the first time. Nicki is notoriously famous for bullying or trying to bully or squelch other female rappers. So can you call yourself the number one rapper if you're afraid of competition?
Question.
Yes.
Is this go against the grain, the norm of the Grammy nomination committee? Don't they have that authority?
They have that authority.
Is this something just unique that's never happened before?
No, but I have heard people complain about it because the reality is there are not a lot of rappers feel like the Grammys does not have a grasp on what they do. And so when a rapper breaks through to the quote unquote mainstream, a lot of rappers feel like it's unfair to put them in categories that are not rap related because the people that are voting on the Grammys, usually in the rap category, are people who listen to rap. And if you don't listen to rap in the pop category, then then she has no chance to win that thing, which is probably what's going to happen. So I get her complaint, but the problem I'm having with her is, why do you have to shit on somebody else to make your point? I'm mute out.
I said that's what we do as a culture.
That is what we do, man.
The crabs in a barrel mentality is really a documentary about us as a people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of sad. It's really kind of sad.
For whatever reason, we think as a people there can only be one star in the sky at a time.
Well, she certainly does, which is interesting because Lotto recorded a conversation, and I don't have it, and I'm ready to move on because this one doesn't quite interest me as much as some of the other stuff we talked about today. But that she recorded a conversation saying, "I'm not saying that. I'm saying there are other females there that are doing it, and why are you trying to?" It just seemed like you're trying to push them down. So I don't know. I just don't understand Nicki's whole thing. I just don't understand the whole thing. But anyway, cuz you're in the building, welcome first and foremost. Have you had a chance to talk, get any of the show today? That's number one. Because we've talked about Nuri Martinez out in LA who got resigned because she got recorded. And then we talked about Kanye West who said some wow. So we'll let you pick where you'd like to start, sir.
I hadn't heard anything. I would like to start with Mama Noise. Mama Noise, are you cold?
There you go.
I am.
Getting chilly here.
You can adjust the thermostat.
You better not.
I cannot. I have no authority.
You better not. You don't want that.
Can you get your? I mean, I hate to see you so uncomfortable. You look like you're freezing. Can you get your little space heater?
That was the oldest thing you've ever said on this show. Space heater. What the hell's wrong with you? We'll get some kerosene. Get some kerosene.
Just space heater.
What's wrong with you?
Oh my gosh.
By the way, they're asking in the chat for you never to be filtered. So we're going to make sure that never happens. So.
Oh my God.
Perpetual permission to speak freely.
Yeah. Twitter was like, look, we
Don't
can't
silence him. Don't silence him.
we can't silence because
I don't know if we could if we wanted to, but you know. They were like, please don't edit Jay. We'll never edit Jay. But Kanye West needs to be edited. That nigga is out of control.
Oh my gosh.
He's out of control. Because when do we stop protecting us?
Herschel Walker, Candace, what's her name?
When do we stop protecting us? Or should
What do you mean by protecting us? What do you mean? Who's protecting us?
Well, I think with Kanye specifically, we have culturally kind of protected him. Like he said some wild ish, and we be like, oh, that's just Kanye being Kanye. And some people are calling him out on it, but not enough of us are calling him out on it. And more importantly, not enough of us have decided we're not going to support him anymore. Like I did tonight. Like I deleted all his songs from my playlist. It's over. We're done. I'm not just going to keep supporting you, bro. Like I can't do that. And so I'm wondering what's the George Floyd thing was my breaking point. For him to say that man didn't die from the
knee on the neck, but fentanyl.
It was fentanyl, bro. We're done. You and I are done. I'm gonna pray for you, but I'm not gonna keep feeding your machine.
Wow. So we are willing to delete. I don't want to use the word cancel because that's just used way too much. But we're willing to adjust our listening ear and what we entertain ourselves with via television or the radio or whatever, download, streaming, whatever you want to call it, because we disagree with the entertainer.
But I don't disagree with him because we see two different points of view. I disagree with him because what you're saying is egregious, it is offensive, and also it is damaging. You just told your 50, 100 million plus followers that this man died of fentanyl, not asphyxiation from a knee being on his neck, and you said it like it was fact. So no, I'm not going to support that. I'm not going to support you. If that's how you feel, you are free to feel how you feel. And I am also free to delete your music off my playlist and never listen to you again until you get your life together. If and when you do. Now, if you never do, then I guess I'm done with Kanye West music. And I've made peace with that. Same way I made peace with R. Kelly music. I'm at peace. We got to stop supporting and financing assholes. And we're bad at that in the black community. Like people, and I'm gonna say something, and cuz I'm gonna shock you with this one for real. I hope you're ready for this. We have financed music in our community that should not have been supported. It just shouldn't have been. Like some of these rappers, especially these young rappers now that talk about their drug use and it's okay to do it. We shouldn't be paying. Our kids shouldn't be listening to that. We shouldn't be supporting. That's not good music, man. That's why I work so hard, I know Cuz does as well, to teach our children what good music sounds like. This is good music. Listen to the subject matter. Listen to what they're talking about. This is good hip hop. Listen to what they're talking about. Listen to what they're presenting. This is the type of stuff, if you want to listen to a great beat or great lyrics, and that's not to say that all the lyrics that we listen to don't have edge or whatever, but I need you to be able to interpret it properly. But this, I don't know what this is. So why are we elevating this to make it sound like it's not destroying us? No, I'm just Kanye helped me tremendously today because now I'm on a rampage. If you out here producing bullshit, I'm gonna call you on your bullshit. I will no longer use my platform to elevate bad ish. If I don't think that I have, but I'm definitively saying it now out loud. Maybe that's what we needed to do. I don't know, but I'm tired now. As my grandma and my grandpa would say, eyes grows tired now, and I don't have the patience for it no more. So there it is. You got to unmute, but ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, everybody. I appreciate y'all letting me rant, but you got you.
That sounds like a change on your part. I'm a little caught off guard because I know how much you love music.
I love music. I love it.
That's one of the reasons why I associate with you, because it's really easy to find people you have things in common with. Mm-hmm. But it's also important to be able to stretch yourself to associate with people that do believe, say, differently than you. You know, I've always hated despise. I'm talking about despise ghetto rap.
Right.
We was rapping about collard greens and holes in your socks. I had no fucking problem with rap. The chicken tasting like wood. I had no problem with rap.
Right.
But today I got in my truck this morning. Y'all pray for me. I have a nephew that, that's living with us now. He's moved in from New York, and the ninja has pretended to love old school music.
He pretended. Uh-oh.
You heard what I said.
I heard what you said. I caught that.
To love old school music, but I caught his phone ringing one day. We was out doing some work somewhere around the house, and I caught his phone. I heard his phone ringing, and it was some kind of fuck that bitch and this whole this. I said, okay, that was his ringtone. I said, okay. Kids keep their stuff on silent, for the most part. But that was his ringtone. But the day I got in my truck, and he hadn't bought his own car yet, because we're not gonna buy him no car. So he has to save up his money from his little job to buy his own car. And he's been driving my truck to school and to work. And I got in my truck this morning. In my garage, his bedroom is right up over the garage. So when I get into my truck, start it up, his phone is connected to my car. He's connected his device to my car.
Okay.
I start up my truck, and the only thing I can hear, Mr. Noah, is I don't know the artist. I don't know nobody. I don't know the title of the song. So don't ask me nothing. Right. But all I know is I heard pussy and dick.
That could be anybody. That could be anybody.
I couldn't delete his device off my phone fast enough.
Like, Lord.
But we have to understand that how rampant, how prevalent that music is in our culture now, with our youth and hell, adults. So I believe we've gone down a path that is almost impossible to turn back from. I think we're stuck like Chuck with bad music, with demeaning music, because it sells.
And I don't disagree with societally there will forever be bad music. However, I do believe we as responsible people can point the direction, and us with this platform and this company, we can point young people and our generation and before after us to what good music is. And that's not to say that there aren't rappers that are going to rap about street things. And we'll say, hey, this dude is rapping about some hard things that have happened to him, but it's good. I'm okay with that. But just stick it in your face and put it in your neck and come on, man.
Mr. Noise, correct me if I'm wrong, because you guys have tried to correct me before, and I don't mind being corrected. But even in saying this guy's rapping about some good ish that's happened to him in his life, he's telling his story.
Right.
There's still one or two tracks on there that's garbage.
Well, now listen, I ain't saying we may not have to go song by song.
And see, that's the problem.
Right. We may have to go song by song and go through the entire track list and say 1, 3, and 7 are good, but 2, 4, 6, and 9 through 15 are horrible. Like you know what I'm saying? It may come down to just that, and that's sad.
That's like telling a kid that X is bad and believing that they're not going to do X just because you said it's bad. They still want to try it out.
I don't disagree with anything you're saying there, sir. But you'll never be able to say I didn't tell you. And I won't. I as an artist and as a responsible business owner, I won't promote that.
I believe our battle. We've had this discussion before, but excuse me. I believe our battle is on several fronts. We're like Donald Trump right now. We're all fucked up. We're fighting on. I'm sorry, Mama Lois. I apologize. Your head went down. I apologize. We're fighting like he's fighting lawsuits on every front right now. We're fighting a battle on different fronts, and we're not doing good at any of them. Whether it's us fighting the music and us fighting injustice and us fighting our home situation, our males, us lifting up our girls to believe that they are somebody because we as a society, our men, have torn them down to believe that they are less than. We don't intend to do that, but we do it. How can we fight all the fronts and fight them well?
Anthony Bruce, you're right. Well, that's actually what we're going to spend our Tuesday and Thursday doing, talking about that, because that's our part 1 on tomorrow and part 2 on Thursday. That's a great question. So there's a lot of shit that's wrong. It's just wrong, and we've allowed it to go on for so long. And listen, this is a conversation that gets us into the weeds, y'all. Let's call it what it is. It gets us into the weeds. This conversation right here gets us into the weeds. Because like Anthony Bruce said, well, you're censoring me. I'm really not. I'm asking you to censor yourself. I'm not. I shouldn't have to censor you. You should have a sense of responsibility to us. Here's what's ironic about this conversation. At no time during the conversation have I said, I don't want you to cuss on the rap. At no time have I said, hold on. At no time have I said, I don't want you to talk about making love to a woman on a rap or making love to a man on a rap. Nobody's saying that. But there is a sense of responsibility and presentation and creativity that should come along with these presentations. You don't have to say the most over the top, egregious, wild thing to make your point. You don't have to. And you know how I know that? Because when you go back through the history of some of the greatest artists of all time, they did not do it. And y'all got access and capabilities to make the sound and the song better than we ever could have. So you're choosing to do it.
You know, the irony of this is that I was just reading an article about how Jamaica is planning on banning music and TV that glorifies crime.
What up, Kyrie? Click in.
Wait, Mama. No, say that again.
It says Jamaica's broadcasting, their regulator is banning all. They want to ban all music and television broadcasts that perceives as glorifying crime activity, drug use, weapons, or scamming.
The island does.
The Caribbean nation's government says that the draconian censorship is aimed at cutting back on the material, which could give the wrong impression of criminality that's an accepted feature in Jamaican culture and society. So they want to ban. This ban will come after the authorities have rattled the rising gun violence that's been pushed in. In the country. The murder rate is the highest it is in any nation in the Caribbean and Latin America. It says in 2021.
Latin America.
So they're thinking that the solution is to ban music and TV that glorifies crime.
Well, among the islands is what you're saying.
Among the islands,
right? Not Latin America. Yeah.
I mean, but still,
I know what you were saying. We know what you're saying.
That's a move.
That's bold. That is very bold. They would have a fit here in America if we tried.
I mean, what? Listen, what? Are you serious? That would be too much like right. I mean,
But I wonder, is that the answer?
It's not. But see that again, we're trying to fight. We're trying to fight a battle because, in essence, we feel helpless on where we really need to be fighting. Now, back to Anthony Bruce talking about censorship. What is censorship? I don't know what that means because. If that's censorship,
you can't do that.
If me telling people that they need to clean up their music or me believing that it's garbage or me speaking out against the garbage, if that's censorship, then I've done that my entire life because I hate the music.
Well, no, that part's not censorship. I think what he's saying is, Anthony Bruce, correct me if I'm wrong. I think what he's saying is we're dangerously in censorship because we're saying y'all need to stop making this kind of music and we need to put restrictions on it. I don't know if you can at this point put restrictions on it, but I don't necessarily. To me, I want to go back to the source. I want to go to the artist itself and say, "You're better than this. You're better than this, and you can say this better than this." So I don't know. But that's a whole nother conversation. I guess we can get into at a later over the next.
Jamaica attempting to block certain violent shows or music that glorifies.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, that's a complete waste of time because all the Jamaicans I know are some of the still in this mother. Listen, you can cut it off all you want to. They're gonna figure out a way to get that which they want. They always do. I mean, so I don't know if you're really gonna get anywhere with that. It's still gonna be in the country. I mean, you're taking a stance as a government. Maybe 20, 40 years from now, maybe it'll take a hold, but right now, you're not going to have it.
Listen, they said in this article that the Broadcasting Commission of Jamaica is instructing channels to avoid urban slang that relates to lavish lifestyles, acquiring money, or making wire transfers.
Well, but but that ain't what I'm talking about. There's always gonna be rappers that are bragging about ish they don't even have themselves. So whatever. I don't care about that. I don't care about you bragging on your sexual prowess, whatever. Have at it. You know, I'll be banging these hoes, whatever. Okay, I prefer you didn't call them hoes, but whatever. You know, my thing is I want to talk to the artists themselves. Because there's always going to be people that just say, this is who I am, this is my language, and blah, blah, blah. Okay. But I would like to talk to, like, I'll give you a perfect example. Lil Baby. Y'all don't know, y'all probably have never heard a Lil Baby song ever. Lil Baby is a very, very talented rapper. And if you've heard his music and even the song he did in the pandemic, where he talked about the George Floyd situation. Really, really great song. Got him a Grammy nomination. It was so good. I think I would like to see guys like that say, "Hey man, look what you were able to do." Matter of fact, Lil Baby was the one that did the song with Kirk Franklin. Guys like that, I'd like to have them say, "Hey man, you got the type of talent, brother, that you can do some amazing things. You don't have to just talk about drug stuff and shooting, and you got talent, bro. So why don't we try to use the talent to allow yourself to expand and grow, and empower your community at the same time. Tell your story. Don't stop telling your story, but tell it in a way to where people understand the truth about your story as it relates to what it is you went through and what that lifestyle can become if you're not careful. All of those truths. I mean, I just think we're leaving stuff on the table that could help us all be better.
You know, Mr. Noiz, in my humble opinion, I swear for goodness is humble. Okay, Mama Noiz, thank you. There's enough shit already out there that if we don't ever produce another rap song, we'll be covered in shit for the rest of our lives.
But see, I don't want to put that all on rap. I don't think it's a rap problem.
Okay.
I think it's a rapper problem. I think there are rappers who are not doing a great job of telling or of putting out good content. But to put that all on rap as a whole, it's not fair. Because I can say the same thing about R&B, just like yeah.
Okay, go on.
Do it just like Anthony Bruce is saying here. Like Chuck Berry was considered nasty, Elvis was considered nasty, NWA was considered nasty. So history has told a different story about all those gentlemen. Well, maybe not Elvis, but you understand what I'm saying. What is my story?
Anthony Bruce said, "Are you telling me how to tell my story, old man?"
Yes.
When you talk about those guys, Chuck and Elvis and NWA, you can even throw in there Michael Jackson if you want to. He was a crotch grabber.
Yeah, he grabbed his penis a lot.
Yeah.
More than the average man.
That music may have been considered, extreme for his time. Elvis doing all the moves and the gyrating. Chuck Berry singing My Ding-a-Ling.
Right.
I get it, but none of that was demeaning to our women. None of it was demeaning.
Basically, you just want shit cleaned up for the women.
Well, Mr. Noiz, I can't think of another other culture that's perfectly okay with trashing their women in their music. We're totally okay with it. And we make up excuses as to why that's allowed.
Well, to your point, and this is where the Kanye situation kind of pisses you off. He made a point in that interview he did with Nori and said Jewish people, and you know, you can take it for anti-Semitic if you want, but it doesn't mean he was wrong. He said Jewish people own the record labels and they put out the music that we listen to. And they have deemed it okay for us to call ourselves niggas and bitches. And they support their party. And we do too. And just like Ron is saying, nasty music earns $1.2 million. Clean music earns $100,000. So you have to switch that. Nasty music is played 16 times in an hour on the radio. We got to switch that. We got to demand for a switch. We got to celebrate the better among us and make sure that their voices are being heard. And we're not doing that. We're just calling it all art and saying it's okay. So this is a tough conversation to have because I know it gets in the weeds of where, you know, and like Andy Bruce says, it makes us look like the old folk. But there's wisdom in that.
Can either one of you, I know we got two guys on here, three including myself and Mama Doris. Can either one of you imagine for a second how it feels to be a black teen, a black young lady in this country right now?
Well, I can imagine through the eyes of my child.
I was going to say our teenager, yes.
Yeah.
What they go through?
Yeah, I see it. It's hard.
If you don't think our young black girls suffer with self-esteem issues,
yeah, it's hard.
We have to help them with that because they're being told, and by so many different ways and avenues, that they are less than their counterparts.
I'll even take it a step further. I do believe, wow, here it comes, that demeaning that you're discussing and that you're talking about is the reason why my own daughters are very open to the idea of not marrying a black man. Because they think it is highly unlikely that they will meet a black man, or it feels like they believe that. I don't know if they truly believe that, but it feels like they believe that. That is going to treat them with the same respect and affinity that their father does. So I think they feel like black men like us, Cuz and Al, are the last of a dying breed. Mama Noise, you agree? Am I wrong?
You know, it's ironic that I was just reading Dion King's post the other day. He said, you know, on his wall, he said, I was talking to a young lady and I told her that I really like anime. And she told him that it was childish.
Right.
And I told him, she just saved you a lot of trouble. That was something that's your thing. And if you got to be told that it's childish because that's something that's your thing, she saved you a lot of time where you ain't got to, you know, spend time and money and everything else trying to determine if this is somebody for you. If she comes off the cuff and says something that you really enjoy is childish, then appreciate that. Glad you let me know that so we can stop wasting each other's time, because that's what he enjoys. So I said that to say that that's what our daughters enjoy. So that's their arena. And so, off the cuff, I don't know a lot of black young men that are like, other than Dion, that has said, that anime is their thing and so on and so forth.
Are you basically trying to put a bid in for Dion? I don't understand what's going on.
No, I'm saying
I don't know what she's talking about. Who in the fuck is Dion?
On the show.
The noisemaker Dion King.
Noisemaker Dion King. Faithful to the end, to the core.
He was already
one of the day ones.
How was I supposed to know she was talking about Dion King? I know who Dion King is.
She literally said Dion King, man.
Yeah. So,
Mama Lord, what you talking about?
So I'm simply saying that when it's their passion, like Dion's passion is he enjoys anime, and that's our daughter's arena as well. And so if you're trying to date somebody, well, it kind of limits.
You say anime, you talking animation, art?
No, anime is a genre of animation.
Who?
It's a genre of animation.
Well, shit, I don't know. Mama knows you can look down and up all you want to. If I'm confused, I'm gonna say I'm confused.
You're not confused. You're just old, and you don't know modern shit. So that's what that is. You're confusing old with confused. It's not confused.
You know what they talking about?
Yeah, you're old, bro. You're old. Maybe I don't get anime in Mississippi. That's why you're unfamiliar with it. You don't have access to it. I get it. But what Mama Noise, I think, is trying to say, Mama, if I'm wrong, I won't take offense to that. Finding a black man that will just honor your passions as opposed to calling you a bitch or a hoe is hard to do. Finding someone who will just respect you for who you are as a young black man like a Dion, who would just respect you for who you are as opposed to what a lot of young black men are doing today. Hard to do, hard to find. Your quirks, your weirdness, your whatever your thing is, and just won't look at you as a piece of ass or a piece of opportunity or a conquest moment. That's hard to do. And I think a lot of our young, and for some reason, that's not a thing. Well, it is a thing in white culture as well. But I think some of our young black girls feel like my chances of finding relatable love is greater in the white in a cross-cultural community. I don't want to just put it all on white people, but a cross-cultural community than it is just solely focused on black, which I don't agree with.
Kyrie said it ain't hard to find.
Well, I don't know if it is. Well, I don't know.
It's not hard to find.
Gentlemen that are that enjoy.
Oh, he full of shit.
Oh, that's your pastor.
You hired him.
Okay. Anthony Bruce said, "What is his credit score?" You know what?
B, you got something to add to this conversation because I heard you clear your throat.
You muted.
Does Jeremiah enjoy anime? Al?
He used to. That's not something he speaks of now. So I can't attest to whether he does or doesn't. But
Ron, one of the most dangerous things that we do as human beings is we believe because I did it, or because my daughter did it, or because my son did it, that it's not hard. We never say that it's not impossible, that it's impossible to find. It's hard. And just because your daughter did, then, well, we need to, give thanks to God for her and her blessings. But that make it still not that it's hard. Your daughter is one. We're talking about millions of Black women and what they're going through in dealing with Negroes.
I'm shocked that you call them Negroes. Utterly stunned.
I'm trying to do right by Mama Noise because I get tired of all the facial expressions.
Do you get tired of it? Don't get tired of it. That's part of the show. It's part of the show. It's like literally a character on the show right now. So it's fine. Don't even worry about it. This is a fascinating conversation. I feel like we're going to end up giving all the good stuff away today, but then I know us, and that's probably not even possible. But
I have a question. LB, do you have these concerns for your daughter? Your daughter is how old? 12, 13, 14?
My daughter is 15.
15. I'm sorry.
And to my knowledge, she is not yet interested. I'm sure there's boys she thinks that's cute, but she's not yet interested in having relationships. So, lucky me, I've not had to have these conversations. But yes, I do think about when that time comes. How's it going to be approached? I honestly am resigned at the fact that I will never think any man is good enough for my daughter.
Oh, then that is a fact.
Never.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't care how great they are. I don't think they'll ever be good enough for my daughter. So, because I think she deserves the best. So,
I think I used to feel that way about that bullshit, but not no more. Not no more.
She all soon to be 18. You just ready to go. Get out.
Right. You're in a different headspace, right? You're in a different headspace. I don't know. I'm ready. I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Need a new office?
Right.
Time to go.
I'm kind of looking forward to this, actually.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I feel the same way about you. I don't think anybody's ever going to be good enough. But at the same time, I've also had to resolve in my head, I would love her to have a Black man. I would love that. But I also have to understand. You know what? My wake up call was her homecoming dance and prom her senior year. That was my wake up call. And I understand what you're saying, Ron. You're saying Negroes are finding females every day, but that don't mean you're finding good ones. And some of these young ones, brother, oofa.
Oh Lord.
Like, Lord have mercy, brother.
I don't understand co-pastor's statement because his statement makes one believe that we don't have a problem. And I think that's the danger of statements like that. Negroes are finding females. Females are finding Negroes millions every day. Come on, that's not true. We're finding somebody to sleep with.
Right.
Anybody can fuck. That don't mean, Mama Noah, I apologize. That don't mean I got somebody.
Why does he always apologize for something he's not sorry about?
Hush, Mr. Noise. Continue.
What we don't have is a shortage of fucking.
Okay, I take it back.
Damn. We don't have a shortage of it. You are correct, co-pastor. People are hooking up every day.
Right. Creating babies.
Every day. That don't mean you got somebody. That just means you fucking.
All right. We heard you the first time.
I apologize, noise makers. I am slow on the draw today. I got up so early, but I'm still here.
Savage! I'm a savage! Oh!
Now the savage button is by the damn button, so they'll be a little more accessible. There you go.
Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Wait. Black folks getting married. Sure. Black people. Hey, sure. But you threw out a number of millions. Negative.
It's gonna come up tomorrow. I can feel it.
I mean, we got to stop pretending we don't have a problem.
No, we have a problem.
We ourselves because as a people, we're suffering mostly in silence because most of us refuse to acknowledge it.
Well, maybe the guys. I don't know if the women. I think the women have fully acknowledged it. They like y'all ain't nowhere to be found. I think the women have settled in their mind, which is why some of them have said, "I'm tired of waiting. I'm just gonna give me a nice white man or Asian man, you know, Korean man, Vietnamese man, you know, Hispanic man, you know, whatever."
You know, the sad thing is the truthful sad thing, and I hope Al-B appreciates me saying this. Our black women are tired of our black men because of the dysfunction of our black men. But our black men are tired of our black women for the exact same reason, dysfunction. But it all goes back to we haven't been taught as kids who we are. And because of that, we are operating out of character. Black women believe, too many of them, not you, Mama Knows, but too many of them believe that their total value is between their legs, are on their backside, are in their breasts. That's their total value. How do we know that? Because they aren't spending money on anything else but enhancing their ass and enhancing their breasts.
But you know what though? Well, you know, the irony of that is SZA, the singer SZA, I know you don't know who that is, but she just came out today defending herself, saying that she has not had, though some might suppose she has not had a BBL or anything like that. She said, "I eat right, and I eat what I want, but I also work out and I take care of myself, and that's why I look as good as I look."
Well, that's like Michael Jackson lied about his plastic surgeries.
Well, why we say okay? But see, now you're part of the problem because y'all trying to say she lying. Why she got to be lying?
We know Mike was lying.
Mike was lying. Well, we don't know if he was lying.
Mike told that man that the only thing he's had is maybe one nose surgery.
Oh, that part, yeah, he was lying about that.
Mike couldn't even breathe near the end.
It was a hole. He had a hole. It was a hole. You can breathe out the hole. Just you don't take deep breaths. You just like short, like on Harlem Nights, just short breaths. But to live, but
I like Anthony Bruce tonight. He said men didn't ask for that. We just asked for that to turn down the attitude.
But I think that's part of the problem. We didn't ask for it per se, but we just the competition is steep for the good ones, and so
for the good men,
do something to separate yourself. You get some women feel like you get left behind.
Yes.
I'm confused on what you just said.
Some women feel like the reason why you go get this BBL or these bigger titties because I'll get left behind. Listen. Some women feel like they're in a perpetual game of bachelorette. And I've got to do something to get the attention of the bachelor so I can win the prize. What do I need to do? Do I need to enhance some stuff? Do I need to, what do I need to do? First of all, this don't look enhanced to me. That don't look enhanced to me.
Who is that?
That's SZA. It just look regular. It look like a regular black woman. Does that look enhanced to y'all?
What does she do for a living?
She's an R&B singer. That's what I said, Ron. That looked like cornbread and collard greens and yams, like she said.
I will say, as a teenager, when you have your heart broken and you see the person who you lost your heart, your relationship,
your virginity,
the person that you thought was the one that you was gonna spend your life with, because that's the foolishness that you're thinking as a teen. And you see the person that he went to, you like, dang, okay, I need weave because apparently my hair is not enough. I need this because apparently you start measuring yourself to the person that you lost or caused the heartbreak or what have you.
You lost the game, so now you go back and start making the adjustments because you say, I don't want to ever lose again.
Me as myself wasn't enough. So now I need to figure out what I need to add so that the next opportunity I get, maybe that person won't break my heart. Maybe that person will stay. Maybe that person will deem me worthy to spend forever with.
Can I be honest with you, Mama Noise? That sounds like a fatherless situation.
And I'm going to tell you, that's what I see. That's what I see when I see all these young girls out here. Yeah. That's what I see. I don't see the fathers. I see women upon women. I see women everywhere. And you like, where is, where are the men? I didn't say where are the boys. I said, where are the men?
Yeah, that sounds like a lack of parental.
And I hear you, Anthony Bruce. You say, were you trying to compete, or the part I'm talking about is that you didn't even know you was competing. And then you say, man, maybe I don't get back with that situation, but maybe I need to do some things differently so I don't have that type of heartbreak or that type of failed relationship again. Because there's only a certain amount of value and stuff that a mother can say.
Okay. I don't know.
Because I look at my 16-year-old self and say, man, 17-year-old self and say, boy, you know what? Beautiful girl. Beautiful 16-year-old.
Did you believe that at that age you were though, at 16?
I think I suffered a lot of criticism.
What was the criticism?
Wow. Full disclosure, I think that, my mom was dating at that time when I was a teen. And so I felt like a lot of times she was like, I guess when you're a grown woman and you got teenage girls, you're like, I don't know if you're trying to keep them from, I don't want to say flying, but you're like, in other words, you're trying to keep them grounded. Does that make sense? Where you just like, now look, don't get too full of yourself.
So
Well,
you said criticism came from her.
yeah.
Okay.
You know, like
you don't have to get into that, but I'm just trying to understand.
Because remember, teenage girls, these teenage girls are developed young women.
Was she the one motivating you to do better, to look better, to try harder, that kind of thing? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because as a high school student, I tried out for almost every club activity. I tried out for almost everything.
Well, I don't want to convolute the conversation because that's a different thing.
Okay.
But I hear what you're saying, and it goes back to what we just said. Because and I think Al probably feels the same way. I don't want to speak for him, but I think he does. That concept of being able to be comfortable in your own skin, and someone telling you that you're beautiful just the way you are. Just the importance of that validation, and knowing that you don't need that enhancement. You don't need that. I'm this, I'm that, or whatever. You're wonderful as you are. Admittedly, I think I've said it before. I'm a country Wayne guy, and I like his skits. I think they're entertaining. He did one ironically today, where the girl in the video came to him after her boyfriend told her she needed to go get a BBL because she was just too skinny. And he said, "You got to give me something to hold on to. You live in Atlanta. You got to look better." And she was like, "I think I'm look fine. Why do I?" And he was like, "You got to believe for yourself that you look good. You can't allow yourself to get caught up on what some other guy is saying." And that reality is the reality of a lot of women who feel that pressure to go and visually perform for men. I need to enhance my so I can stay in the game, so I can validate his desires of what he wants, even though I don't think that's what I am. I'm trying to validate it for him, and that's a really scary concept because it is happening, But now some of it is not men asking. Some of it is just women saying, I see who's getting chose out here. I see these Instagram numbers, and right, Anthony Bruce, there's a lot of grown women going under the knife as well. I see who's getting chose. I see who's getting these Instagram likes and follows. And I see these brand deals going down. Let me get in the game.
It's true. You saying, man, I'm getting a little older. I think I look fine, and then next thing you know, it's everybody's talking about this person or that person, and you're going, okay, wow. I guess you start to doubt your own. You start to doubt yourself,
right?
As a woman,
right? You was gonna say something because you have to come. Go ahead.
Mama Noise, do you think that there is jealousy in some mothers towards their daughters?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think it's I don't know if I can explain it.
You just did. There's nothing else you need to say there. You just said it. Is there jealousy to some mothers to their daughters? And you said absolutely.
These girls, you're of a certain age, but you got daughters that are, I don't want to say voluptuous, but they shaped like a Coca-Cola bottle. Or the breast you trying to keep from falling to gravity, you fighting against gravity, and theirs is right where they need to be, and you just like, this child is everything I want to be. That's a sad state of affairs.
And they are getting attention, and you struggling trying to maintain a job to take care of her.
Right.
And you're having a difficult time in relationships because you're having to provide.
Mm-hmm.
There's a certain amount of jealousy that goes on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think some daughters recognize that jealousy. I think that has a negative impact on daughters.
Yeah.
And I think it happens more often than we're willing to admit.
I agree. The mother is trying to get a date and, saying, I still got time. I'm still young and all that type of stuff. Well, ironically,
we all want to be loved. We all want to be valued.
Mm-hmm.
We all want to be validated.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that innate desire to have those things.
Mm-hmm.
What I don't understand is the sacrificing of my young.
That's where I was going with that.
That part? Like, I'm going to be validated. I'm going to be valued at your expense.
Right.
I don't get that.
Right.
There are some mothers who are literally partying in the same clubs as their children, and it is no longer a celebration. It is a competition.
Right.
That I don't understand. I don't get that. I don't understand what kind of psychological, emotional, spiritual damage has occurred to where that is now acceptable behavior. I don't get that.
That's right.
Well, it's not acceptable behavior. It's dysfunctional. But the reality is that mama, back to men again, that mama has been hurt over and over and over again. And she's still in search of it. In a very dysfunctional way. We can all agree with that.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean she still doesn't desire to be loved. How many women would go through? How many women would go through this life from beginning to end, never really feeling loved? If that don't make you pause and say, "Damn,
that's a heavy statement, mate."
Will never really feel love.
Yeah.
That's a heavy statement.
How damaged must she be?
Yeah.
And what is loved?
Someone to care for you, not just to desire your body, but someone to care for you as a person.
But let me say this. And this is a harsh statement. This is a harsh statement and a harsh reality. The failure to be loved is not on the men that won't take on the responsibility. Because if a woman, now listen to what I'm saying here. If a woman gets to the stage of her life as being a grown woman and has never felt love and validation, that's a father failure. No woman should be entering adulthood without validation. That's the reality. No one should be entering adulthood without having My grandmother, God bless her, she just dropped so many nuggets on me since we've been here. I asked her, "What were you looking for in a man?" She said, "Well, I didn't care what he looked like." I said, "Well, what were you looking for if you didn't care what he looked like?" She said, "I wanted somebody who was going to treat me right the same way my father treated me." He wasn't going to be hitting me. He wasn't going to be arguing all the time. The same way I saw my father conduct himself with my mother. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Jay did like this, so I didn't know what was going on. I want a man who's going to treat me the same way I saw my father treat my mother.
That's what your grandmother said.
That's what she said. And then she said when my father died and my mother wanted to remarry, she went and talked to the dude, the new guy, and told him, do not treat my mother any worse than my father treated her. That's how ingrained the message or the imagery or the example of her father was into her mind, body, and spirit.
But wait a minute. You said a woman should not enter into adulthood without
been validated or told her value, showed and told and explained and nurtured in her value.
But what about the ones who haven't, and they're the ones having these daughters?
And that's the problem that I'm trying to talk about today. Because we have unleashed a society of unvalidated women. We got to spill into tomorrow. We may have to stop at some point. But we have released a society of unvalidated women upon the world and expected there not to be consequences.
Yeah.
That's unrealistic.
No. Well, yeah, you are right. Consequences. Expected for there not to be bitterness. Biggest complaint black men have about black women is their attitude. The attitude is the defense mechanism. Because really they're bitter for not having been validated.
It's like, why are you smiling? Why you? It's like in the movie ATL where Uncle whatever his name was, and he said, "Why are you all happy? You ain't supposed to be happy." You know, it's like children are born into a world and they just smiling and laughing and stuff until they get in an environment where folks is like, "Ain't no smiling in here. Laughing ain't allowed. You can't be joyful." You know, you just like, man, and then you don't want nobody else to be happy, so
tough conversation. This is a tough conversation. I'm leaving some out purposely because there's more that I want to say about this, but we got to have a show tomorrow, and and I think this is the place to pick up at because we've done some damage, y'all. Cuz said it. We've done some damage, like real damage, and some of it may very well be irreparable, as the Wahites might say. But it may be. I don't know. But I don't know. We gotta try to fix it, don't we? We gotta try.
We have to. We got to be intentional.
But in order to be intentional, we got to call a thing a thing. That's the other part.
Yeah.
We can't act like it ain't happened. We can't act like it's not real. We can't act like the hard issues are not the hard issues. And this is where it's going to get tight tomorrow. Because there's some hard truths that we're going to have to realize. And it's going to make some of y'all wildly uncomfortable. But guess what? We have never backed away from a fight on this show. So there you go. All right. I need to check on Cuz Mama Noise real quick as we get ready to close the show. How you doing, Cuz? You okay, man?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. All is well.
That's good, man. I checked on Al. Al seemed to be doing well as well.
And Kyrie was in the chat.
Listen, man.
My mother-in-law is yet holding on.
What?
Oh,
why she? My mama.
I mean, she's supposed to be holding on.
Oh no! Why she got to be old? No, shouldn't she be thriving, living her best life in a great situation? She left. I don't think you're seeing the whole story here. You know how much you hate New York. Guess what? You ain't got to go back. See what happened there? Glass half full.
Mr. Noiz, I wasn't gonna go back.
If she was there, you'd have to go back. No. Visit, wouldn't you? No. All is well. Well, okay. What about the other stuff that's going on with you? Are you okay from last night? I know that was tough.
Oh my gosh. What is happening?
Last night?
You're Cowboys. You're Cowboys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I'm asking you. I'm checking on you, man.
Is that the conversation you want to have?
I'm checking on you. I'm just checking on you because I'm a good friend.
Here's the conversation I want to have. November's coming.
It absolutely is.
You have to come here. I already got my ticket.
Well, all right then.
I'm confident.
So am I.
And them, no, you're not. No, you're not.
I'm totally confident.
You damn near bandwagon them this year around.
No.
No belief.
No. Let me be very clear. Listen. Once again, we put narratives out in the street that aren't true. Let me be very clear. There's a big difference between not having an expectation and not having belief. But I was just checking on you because I'm a good friend.
No, you don't have to check on me. I'm good.
Okay, well that's all I'm asking.
Did you watch the highlights or did you watch the game?
I watched the game.
You know.
Oh, here it comes. That
defense with an offense that we had last year, and by all intents and purposes, we have as good or a better offense this year.
I don't know about that part.
Oh, yeah. Because last year we didn't have a running game. This year we actually got a running game. And you know it's true.
You still have a running game.
This year, once Dak comes back with the running game, and listen, y'all kept saying we lost our number one receiver. I don't know if you watching the game now, but Brown didn't step up.
Who?
You can call him doo-doo if you want to.
Who stepped up?
Brown, man.
Okay. You are truly a diehard. I appreciate it.
No. All I'm saying to you is, once Dak comes back, we will be scoring 30 points a game. And nobody's going to score 30 points on that defense.
Okay. All right. I like what you're talking.
First half, they put up 20 points. Second half, they put up 6.
Yeah.
That defense said, enough of that. And you know it's true. You know it's true.
It was awesome.
You watched the game.
I watched the game. I did.
Dallas Cowboy fans should be extra excited about the future.
I love it.
Wait for the New York Giants to come here.
I love it.
Because what you guys are doing is squeaking by. You guys are barely winning.
Yeah.
You really don't have a lot of confidence. You're not used to winning.
You have total confidence. You have total confidence. That's how you. Hey, don't write our narrative. Write your own. We have total confidence. That's why we keep winning, coming from behind to win.
No one on the team.
No game has gotten away from us. So we gonna be all right.
All right, we'll see.
We'll see you
You
soon.
have to check on me. I
have to. You're my friend. You are my brother and my friend.
I went to bed last night sleeping like a big fat baby with a big fat O.
Well, but that's probably because of what you ate.
Nope.
That had to do. Yeah. Oh, I heard about it. You're right.
I hate the loss, but I was pleased with what that team can do.
Okay, way man then.
We got a quarterback. We got a quarterback that threw how many interceptions?
He threw 3 last night.
Okay.
Are you glad that that discussion is over?
We shouldn't have lost that game.
All right now.
If you watched it.
I watched it.
Okay.
Albie, you watched it too, right?
I did watch the game.
Okay. You agree
and I see the game. I see the game just like Cuz is describing. 3 interceptions and several slow, lazy ducks that he threw that if he'd have put some zip on them, especially that one when CD was wide open going down the sideline, that's 7 points.
Right, that was 7. He blew that.
But he kind of just floated it up there. Quack, quack, quack. So, like I said earlier when you and I had the conversation, right. I am as pleased as I can be that score was what it was after throwing 3 interceptions.
Yep. And I am as pleased as I can be in that defense. Yeah. They put up 20 the first
I was disappointed in the first half. I don't think as talented as they are, they should have needed to go to the locker room, get their ass chewed out to make the proper adjustments.
Right.
And also, I was disappointed in some of Kellen Moore's play calling.
Yeah.
2nd and 1, you throw 2 passes.
And that was
Third and about 6 inches. Third and about 6 inches, you run a bootleg pass. Come on.
Yeah. That was a bad play call.
You can't get 6 inches and 2 down, then you probably need to let your lineman run the ball.
Yeah.
So.
Wait a minute.
But again, I'm pleased.
I like to give equal time on this show. So that's why I did what I do. And I care.
Well, you get that old shitting ass grin off your face, but you don't have to check on us.
What does it have to be about all the grinning? I just said I care, man. Oh, you so sensitive.
First time in 10 years, y'all doing something. You want to sit there and have a shitty grin on your face.
I can have whatever grin I want on my face. I'm grown.
I have never heard a statement like that in my entire life.
You ain't from Mississippi. They say stupid shit like that in Mississippi. It's
like what?
That's shit eating grin. I mean, just
I've heard that. I've been in Kentucky, Louisville all my life. I've heard shit eating green.
No,
you heard shit eating green? I've never heard shit eating green.
I've heard shit eating green. That's about as common as what is that? A Chester cat? You grinning? Look at you grinning like a Chester cat.
Grinning like a Chester cat.
I'll go with the Cheshire. I'm not going with that other.
That was an Alice in Wonderland reference.
There was one.
But I have heard shit eating green.
I'm really surprised you guys have never heard of that term. That's
Well, I don't know a lot of people that eat shit, so I wouldn't be.
I mean,
with the term that maybe that's
Anthony Bruce talking about. He co-signing. It's common.
It is okay. It is common.
Boy, if these Denver fans could reach out and touch Russell Wilson, he'd be a dead man.
It wouldn't be good. It wouldn't be good. If Russell keep playing like this, I'm gonna have to put him on my football thief list. Because right now he is stealing money.
You right.
He is stealing money by the boatload. My goodness. And with that being said, that's our way of saying we're gonna get out of here for the day. I hope y'all had as much of a good time as we had was covering all this, and we're gonna have a good week, y'all. It's gonna be some fantastic discussions the next few days. For sure, tomorrow we're gonna dive deep into some hard stuff. I'm just telling you right now, tomorrow's conversation and Thursday's conversation is not for the squeamish. We just gonna talk and have. That's not to say we're gonna agree. And I don't want nobody trying to talk about hate speech and all that bullshit. It's just we have a right to our opinion, and so we're gonna state our opinion, and we will state it. This is in our opinion,
and we hope that we will.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have all the Facebook will have worked out their kinks and all that stuff. And for those of you who are watching about Facebook and we're not able to see you tonight, we apologize. It's not your fault or anybody's fault. It's just what it is. And so We apologize for not being able to communicate with you on Facebook tonight, but there is, it is what it is. So with that being said, love each and every one of y'all. Have a wonderful evening, and go be blue. Yeah, let's do that.
What?